Good evening, Lorain, Ohio. And now we're going to tell you why it is not a good evening. We are your hosts, Cynthia and Courtney, bringing you the latest news.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Courtney. In breaking news today, we're going to be discussing beauty standards and their ability to be self-destructive as seen in The Bluest Eye. We'll get back to you right after this quick commercial break.
I wish I had longer hair.
Maybe you should try this.
What's this?
Hair stuff.
Nice. Thank you.
It's so much longer now.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Perfect. Hair stuff, the stuff for your hair.
And now we're back.
To start, we're going to talk to Claudia Magtier, the first person we see have issues with her body image in the book. As described in the book, the big, the special, the loving gift was always a big, blue-eyed baby doll. Adults, older girls, shops, magazines, newspapers, window signs, all the world had agreed that the blue-eyed, yellow-haired, pink-skinned doll was what every child treasured. And now to Claudia herself.
Claudia, what do you have to say about society and its image towards beauty?
Well, as seen in The Bluest Eye, it makes me seek to break down others who fit the perfect idea of beauty. I want to understand why they're so special, and I'm not.
I see. Back to you, Courtney. What an interesting girl. Her thoughts are so vivid in the book. Such great imagery seen in there, right, Cynthia?
I totally agree. The author also mentions the central symbol seen in the book as the blue eyes. They're said to be the symbol for beauty.
You have a good eye for things like that.
Our next guest is Pecola Breedlove. No one is affected more than this poor girl in the book by society's high standards.
Not to mention the trouble back home, but a little more on that later.
Oh, certainly, and her anger and lust with beauty ranges from drinking from the Shirley Temple cup to simply stare at the beautiful girl on the front, which is an amazing analogy. Might I add, Toni Morrison snuck that one in really well, to the small emotional moment she had after the trip to the general store, where she described, "To Pecola, they are simply pretty. She eats the candy and its sweetness is good. To eat the candy is somehow to eat the eyes. Eat Mary Jane. Love Mary Jane. Be Mary Jane."
What an interesting thought process. I feel like most girls can relate to how she thinks in that moment.
I know I can relate. I love the analogies the author uses with her character. She uses things like glasses mentioned before and her favorite candy as analogies for her envy for blue eyes.
Did you notice how she acted after she got the blue eyes? Typically, blue is a symbol for sadness as well as beauty. After she gets the blue eyes, she's still not happy, but it really exposes her sad personality. Body image issues must run in the family. We can see image issues in both her mother and her father. Pecola seems to blame it on herself when she thinks if she looked different, beautiful, maybe Choli would be different, and Miss Breedlove too. Her mother has had issues with not being beautiful enough for the people around her. When she moves to the city, she explains how when she tried to make up her face as they did, it came off rather badly. She couldn't live up to the expectations she set for herself, it seems.
These expectations come from how others viewed her. They used her outer beauty to judge her character, and in return, Pecola used it to judge herself. Used it to explain herself why people, her parents, treated her less than, because she could come up with any other reasoning as to why people should love her and why they didn't.
Now, to our next guest. Welcome to the show, Charlie. I have a question for you about beauty. How do you think your looks are?
I wondered if God looked like that. No, God was a nice old white man with long white hair, flowing white beard, and little blue eyes that looked sad when people died and mean when they were bad.
Okay, thank you for that.
Right. Anyway, Charlie, do you have anything else for us today?
No. Well, thank you for your time.
And now we're back.
To start, we'll talk to Claudia. Image. As described in the book, the big, the special, the loving gift. Jesus. The big, the special, the loving gift is always a big, blue-eyed baby doll. Adults, older girls. I'm doing so good.
Thank you for your time. You're supposed to walk away. Are you filming?